Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Kirsten. This is where I art and craft. And today I'm involved in a collab. This is being hosted by Rachel at Rach and Bella Crafts. You'll find the links to the collab down below, and you'll find the links to the other people that are involved in it. This collab is called Best of British Junk Journaling, and the hashtag is up there. And what Rachel is doing is it's only British creators that she is using, but Rachel does a lot of collabs, and her collabs usually have people from all over the place involved in them. I've been invited to join in by Mel at the Treasure page, and the way it works is Mel and I are buddied up. Yesterday, Mel will have put up, I don't know what it is because I'm recording this before I've seen what she's done. Yesterday, Mel picked a video of mine from the past and she recreated the make in that. Today, I'm doing it in that I've gone through Mel's videos and I'm creating this. And it's a tag spinner. There's a wee surprise in it. The spinner is a clue to what the surprise is. But shall we get on with it? Let's have a look at the pages from the kit that I'm using. I've not printed the whole kit, but the pages I'm using from the kit for this. That's where we end up. This is where I started on the back, and I love this. I love that number as well, but I'm either going to have to lose the number or lose part of this, which is very sad. But never mind. Never mind. Let's start by just trimming off. I think we might go for a wiggly edge. Now, the reason I'm doing this first is because what's left of this will be used for decoration. So it's quite good from my point of view to start by dealing with my back page. Okay. Ink around there and stick that page in there. And let's show you the rest of what I'm going to be using. I've got this little bit of paper that's an offcut. That's going to be really nice. So, and I've got the rest of this page. I'm going to be using this bit here in particular. I love this little bit here. There's a page. I've not printed everything off. There's a page that has that bit slightly more vintaged up, kind of as a torn edge, which is lovely. So I'm going to use that. This is a background page, but I'm just going to use it if I want an extra bit of blue. I'm going to use this bit down here as a tuck spot on my page. So let me just get that out again for you. So this will be a tuck spot down here. I might end up losing the watering can or part of the watering can, I don't know, just because it might be too big with the whole watering can. We'll see. But I'm going to use that as a tuck spot or the tag, and these are the little girls on this page. So just so you see all the pages, if you see me using something, so you know which page I've got it from. I mean, I'll end up using probably bits of this. I was going to print out the stamp page, and then I thought, well, actually there's a wee stamp in there, and I've got the butterfly here, and I've got a foxglove here, so I decided not to print out the other pages, just to cut one or two elements out of them when I already have one or two elements here. I actually did think about using that for the pocket as well. That might make a nicer pocket. Not nicer, just a better. Yeah, I think I might end up using that for the pocket. And then that means I've got that little bit down there, actually all that across there, to use for something as part of my yeah, we'll see when we get to that stage, but that's for later on. Well, because then yeah, okay. So the first thing I need to do is cut these things out. So I'm going to cut them out and then I'll be back. So I've cut out the 2 tags and I've cut out the 2 girls I'm going to use, and I've cut these in a 1 3/4 inch diameter circle, and I've inked them. And on these I've cut a 2-inch square. Now you could do the square straight like Mel did, or you could do something different than a square if you wanted, but I decided I wanted to do mine at a slight angle just for a point of difference. So if you decide you want to do that as well, what you must do is remember to put your backs together and your fronts away from each other, because if you did it the other way around, you would end up, if you had your fronts facing the same way, you'd end up, your hole wouldn't be, your aperture wouldn't be in the right place. Now, I quite like that, knock Sakina in it in the back. I quite like that. So if you might even want to do it that way on purpose. Now, Mel did her wee pocket down here and then did a tag to go, did this bit to go in, sitting in the pocket in the tag. But because I'm going to sit this tag in the pocket in the journal, I'm doing it this way. I'm making the big thing the twiddle. It's not called a twiddle. I'm trying to remember what Mel called it. Twirly. Was it twirly? Anyway. I'm going to use gold because I've got a load of gold here. So I'm going to use it. Melanie suggested that you did a double layer. Not a double layer, a double length. So that if one of your strings, one of your threads broke, there was still a thread that would work. Because, of course, once you've done this, it's done. And if you only had one string and one string broke, then you couldn't fix it. the same thing, yeah. I've got, if 2 strings break, then threads break, I'm in trouble anyway, aren't I? By the same manner. But let's put some ink down. Now the big thing to remember, what Melanie did when she was doing hers, she's put together a couple of, sorry, the clock started chiming then, so I just had to pause for a second. What Melanie did was put together a couple of circles of music paper. I've actually used the girls, so they're already decorated. So the big thing is to make sure that you keep them the same orientation. So let's put that one down on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer, just a string of glue over the top of that, like so, and then we want to have her the same way up. So let me just make sure they're nice and level. The thread is going straight through them. Push them down. Let's just check the other side. Yes. Okay. Now I've already inked them, but once this is dried, we've got a little seepage coming out there, just remove that. Once this is dried, I will go around and ink it again, because it doesn't matter that you cut 2 from the same punch, there's always a wee bit of and I can see a little bit there of white from the back of that one showing. So once this is dried, I'm not going to even attempt to do it until it's dried. So we'll leave that for now. And I don't think I want to decorate these until I've stuck them together. I don't want to stick them together until that's dried. So let's look at the pocket. I have actually, when I was doing cutting out and things, I did also, you saw that I trimmed this, and I've put a bit of a yellowish border because I kind of like the yellow with it. This is just watercolour paint, and then I'm going to use this as a pocket. I don't want this really interfering with this, because I don't want this corner catching the thread or the circle. You know, I don't want the circle ending up outside, so I need to keep this quite short, I think. So trim this along the top, leaving those stars, and get my big round. If I put that on there, then that will go in there. It's not going to interfere with that. Oh yes, yes, that's what we want. So let's, now there is the whole thing now about, do I want to ink it, because none of the other bits, so if I don't ink it, then it kind of melds in more, doesn't it? So I think I'm not going to ink it, but I'm thinking I might add a wee bit of lace. We'll stick it down first. It is saying to me I want a kind of off-white bit though. There's another off-whitey bit. Yeah, is that what I want? I want to put, oh, I think maybe I do want to put that there rather than that. I mean, I like that, but I think that's probably, it's going to go better with that as well. Kind of echoes that scallopy edge there, so let's use that. And that, put that one in there. Let me put that back out of the way again. Now I want her on that side and her on that side, because I think that just works best. So we need to put this in here so that oh, I need to ink it first, don't I? I want it in about there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me glue, and I'm going to, well, I think I'll start at the top actually. Make sure, oh, make sure it's pretty well centered. Then do a line of glue along there. Just put that down. Whoops. Don't move it. And a line of glue down here, not all the way to the bottom, because what I want to do is slightly different from the way that Mel did it. I want to alright, that's that there. Oops. As soon as you let go of it, it just wants to go. I'm going to just run my finger over that. Okay, and then I want to get a bit of washi tape. That's too long. There we go. Put that down there. just run my nail along the side of the thread so that I know that that's really sticking it down, and rub it down to make sure it's right stuck. Let's do the same way at the other end. That bit will do. It could be longer, but I wouldn't want it any shorter, and just do the same on this side. Just run my nail down there, make sure that's nicely stuck down. Then I'm going to, now Mel doesn't do this, Mel sticks them together, checks it's tight enough, and then cuts off the strings, but I'm going to cut off the strings before I stick the second one on, because I've already stuck it all, this one all down here. So my hope is now I won't have strings sticking out. Right, so this one now needs to go on top of that one. Oh yes, look at that. I love the way it just moves slightly as you move it round. Love it. Love it. Now this is an old one of Mel's. This isn't something she did recently. It's from quite a wee while back. I think it's 3 years old. Okay, I'm going to press that. I love it. There's some of you who it might be sitting there going, but it looks squiffy because the box is at an angle. I like things at angles so it doesn't look bad to me at all. Right. Fabulous. Let's trim it. Oh, I love it. It's such a lovely idea, even when it's not spinning. It wants to try and settle the wrong way around, which is kind of interesting. Maybe if I spin it that way. So obviously there's a degree in the stretching of the, even though it's a metallic, well, I suppose metallic can still stretch, can't it? Right, let's do some decoration on here. A bit like the half page that's there. There is a half page of this on the back with a kind of torn bit out, and I quite like to use it. I think I want to use it as 2 separate bits. Maybe going to be 2. Let's see. Oh, I quite like the fact it's torn that a bit. So I don't know if I want it on that side. Maybe on this side? Yeah, like that. Like that. So we put that on there. We could maybe put a bit of the... No. This is another of the... I should have maybe... Let's use... let's see what... And a wee bit of lace trim or something underneath that, I think. ink this up. Nope, didn't realise the sari silk was hanging over there. Didn't really want to cut that, did I? Never mind. It's okay, it's still a little bit hanging over, which is nice. I'm feeling like I want to stamp something on here as well. Words or something. Close your eyes and imagine. No. Treasure every moment. Once upon a time. Treasure every moment I quite like. Okay. And on this side, what are we going to do? A wee bit of script stamp might be quite good down this side. Let's just put this on here. Oh yes, and maybe another wee bit up the top here. And a tiny bit just running down the side. There we go. Yeah, like that. I might use, where's my tab punch? Let's oh, that's a bit big, isn't it? Where's my other tab punch? Let's go for a wheel tail instead. Don't think that's going to fit in there, it isn't. Let's, you might still get that in there actually. Yeah. Yeah. That way around. Oh, see, we're hiding the, maybe we'll stick that down and then stamp again over it. Or we could put this on the side actually. What's to stop us putting this up? No, let's just put that in my tab drawer for maybe use that later another time. If I put this all the way down there and then stamp over it again, I think we'll do that. That's quite nice. I quite like that actually. Needs a wee bit of, we could put the pink underneath here. Or we could wait until we stamped on top of it and then just put a bit of pink on top with something else. Right, let's do that. Yeah, let's ink this first. And I think I'm actually going to put it this way round because I'm going to cover up that upside down writing from this side. I'm not going to put anything else on the back. So let's put down the right, okay. What I should have done was ink this first. I'm going to ink it now before I do anything more to it, so I can still get in at those edges. Okay, let's, oh, I could use a bit of this. Nah. I was going to, however, where is it? There's the other one. Here, it's here. I had a something somewhere had the, there we go. Let's see, I like that bird. Do we do another circle? We might as well, mightn't we? Seeing circles are all the, is that going to fit in there? Or do we do a torn? Or do we tear? I want to cut that bit off first because I might use that bit somewhere. So let's cut that bit off. Then on top of that, that, and I feel like we want something down the bottom here. I might, oh, should we cut out this butterfly? Let's cut out this butterfly and use it. Oh, that's sweet down there, isn't it? Just wondering about whether to add, here's the foxglove as well. Do I want the butterfly sitting on the foxglove down here? No, I don't think so. Do I want, well, I might put that bit underneath it though. To put it over here so it's still seen when it's in the pocket. I don't want to put it here. Just put it there. Let's put that on there like that. We need some feelers. Just a bit of copper wire is what I use for my feelers, if you've not seen me before. So I'll take a bit of copper wire, fold it in half, and just bend feelers. They don't need to be the same length, they don't need to be bending the same. That hardly ever happens if you watch butterflies. And then we just put that on back, sticking it down with a bit of washi tape. Let's ink that up. I'm not going to ink up the butterfly. I want the butterfly to stand out without inking up, because I think if I put the blue, if I ink it up, I think it's going to, but we do want something behind it. A little bit of lace. Where's that one that was this? Oh, it's still too big, isn't it, really? Put that behind, that's really too big. It's very pretty though, isn't it? It is too big though. Oh, there was a tiny bit of thin lace, wasn't there? It's in here when I was looking at the cover. Where's that tiny bit of thin? There, it's there. That might be all it needs, just behind it like that. Well, it kind of disappears because of what's behind it after that though. So does that say I want a different bit of, I want to use the blue bit after all with the white and then the blue? No, it says I don't want to use that because that's not showing up. Now that just seems too bulky. That's the one I used on the cover. Maybe I use this instead. Oh yes, that's what we'll do. We'll use this instead, and we'll stamp some numbers on it. Seeing I was having a wee number thing going on. Yeah, right. That's a bit of old cotton handkerchief dyed. Gathered twigs. There we go. There we go. Brilliant. Right, let's stick this down and then we'll be back. Here is my finished journal tag spinner. And it's sitting in its little pocket. I've done it different than Mel in that I've made the tag itself the spinner. But when you bring it out its pocket, because I've already loaded it, when you bring it out its pocket, there it spins. And there she is in her sitting in her little squiffy window, because I wanted a little squiffy window. And the other side of it is this other little cutie, treasure every moment. And I'm going to put it back in its pocket. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, the details of the kit are down below. The details of the collaboration are down below. You'll find a link, Rachel's website, that has a link to all the videos. You won't find a link to all the videos, but you will find a link to a place where you can find links to all the videos, so you don't have to go looking them up. You can just press the link. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Rachel, for allowing me to be part of this. Thank you, Mel, for inviting me to be part of it. I've enjoyed going through Mel's past videos and having a look. It's, if you have a favourite creator out there and you only started watching them, you know, relatively recently, it's really worthwhile going back and looking through their past videos, because you'll discover things that you didn't know they'd done. I've got another dive into a different creator's YouTube channel, and we'll be back right at the end, well, not right at the end, but near the end of the collaboration with another make. But for now, thank you so much for watching. You take care. Keep crafting. Bye.